Welcome everyone inside the Journeymen Boxing Studios. It's a Saturday edition of Double Jab Radio. As always, I'm your host, Rich Quinones. Keep us locked in at journeymanboxing.com. Follow us on Twitter, RichQ on Q. We've got a ton of stuff to get into as we go corner to corner, a abbreviated edition of Double Jab Radio. We'll get on the road soon to go and travel to Lincroft, New Jersey, Christian Brothers Academy. It's the opening day of the New Jersey Golden Gloves. We're going to get into some of the seeding and some notes and tidbits with that. But first, I want to go over a couple of top stories of the day on this Saturday in late February. Well, we'll get right into it, and we'll get to some Philadelphia boxing news. Anthony Ferrante, a very tough cruiserweight, coming off a tough loss against Alex Guerrero, notified me that he will actually be back in action. He's going to be taking on Denton Daly, who is a top cruiserweight in Canada. Now, the interesting sidebar with Ferrante is that he was supposed to fight in March, and the issue was that he suffered a real bad cut over his eye against Alex Guerrero. That was way back in November. That was for the vacant NAB cruiserweight title. He was scheduled to fight Stibbins Buja in March, but the issue was that the 30-year-old Ferrante, that eye did not heal in time, and he was looking for a tune-up fight. Now it looks like it's more than a tune-up fight when he takes on Canada's top-rated cruiserweight Denton Daly. That's going to be April 17th, according to Ferrante. That's an 8-rounder. It's going to be in Canada. No belt is on the line, and for Daly, he's 12-1 with 6 knockouts. Reeled off 12 straight wins to start his pro career when he turned pro back in 2010. His only setback, his last time out, he was stopped in the 12th round of his interim WBA World Cruiserweight title against Yuri Kimbobre Kalenga back in November. That was also in Canada. And here's a guy in Daly who's won a couple cruiserweight titles, NAB titles, defended the belt several times. This is a good test because Ferrante does have a little knockout power. Daly has a little knockout power as well. So this is a fight that could possibly end early on with one punch, just like Ferrante was able to do against the veteran Benoit July at the Rosecroft Raceway several months back. That was the first time actually that Benoit July has ever been knocked out cold in a contest. So we'll see how that transpires with Ferrante. We also gave you some breaking female boxing news. You heard it first right here on Double Jab Radio and Journeymen Boxing. If you go to the website journeymanboxing.com, we gave you some real good information on Shelly Vincent, Shalito's way. She is again, one of those tough females out of Rhode Island. She's going to defend her UBF title, her super bantamweight title against Cristina Ruiz in a slated 10-round main event. That'll be April 3rd at the Twin River Event Center in Rhode Island. Vincent, 13-0, 1 knockout, won the vacant UBF super bantamweight title when she defeated Jackie Trevellino in a pretty much competitive and feisty contest last November. This will be the second 10-round bout of her career, and she's a tough fighter, she's a boxer, she's a banger, and she said, quote, "I'm working on a lot of new things. This will be my best fight to date, even better than the Trevellino War." Now, Vincent turned pro in 2012, currently the second-ranked super bantamweight in the U.S., 7th in the world in a very talented and stacked division. Ruiz, deceptive 7-7-3 record with a couple knockouts, coming home 2 very tough and grueling losses. She dropped a 10-round unanimous decision to Tyreesha Douglas for the vacant WIBA and UBF female bantamweight titles last November. Douglas, coincidentally, is set to take on Chantel Cordova March 20th for the vacant UBF flyweight title. She simply dominated Ruiz in that bout, and then Ruiz followed that up, suffered a 6-round draw against Crystal Oy last April, lost an 8-round UBF female bantamweight eliminator match 2 months later against Jennifer Hahn. She's dropped 4 of her last 6 bouts. And a lot of people think that Vincent's going to come in. She possesses that knockout power. She's going to overwhelm Cristina Ruiz and perhaps get the early knockout. But the one thing about Ruiz, to be fair, she's fought some top-tier opponents throughout the course of her career, including Amanda Serrano, Selena Salazar twice, Alicia Ashley, as well as Kalicia West. So, again, on paper, looks like it's going to be a real good fight. Also, sticking with female boxing, and we had Melissa McMurrow on the air earlier on the week before she got set to hop a plane and go to Mexico. Two title bouts that'll take place tonight in Mexico. And what's interesting is that you look at Melissa McMorrow, and she's certainly looking for redemption in the ring in Mexico. She's had a real hard time when it comes to title fights, fighting in Mexico, and tonight it's probably not going to be any different. She's set to take on Kenya Enriquez for the WBO World Female Flyweight title. Now, it's a co-main event. That's going to be on a main event card. That's going to be Gomez against Jackie Nava. Maya Alejandra Gomez taking on Jackie Nava for the 10-round WBC World Super Female Bantamweight title. But the issue with McMorrow is every time she fights in Mexico, she's dropped several tough and controversial losses. She's 9-5 in 3 draws with 1 knockout. She lost a unanimous decision to Mariana Juarez last February for the WBC Intercontinental Female Super Flyweight title. Followed that up with a very tough and heartbreaking loss to Jessica Chavez. She's going to have to really keep the distance tonight, get in, get out, fight in a pocket. And I think she'll be able to wear down her opponent in Enriquez. And Enriquez is certainly a good fighter. But the issue is that she doesn't really have a lot of power behind her punches. So really the game plan for Melissa is going to be a puncher, fighter, pressure her. And the fact that Enriquez doesn't have a lot of power, she can't generate a lot of power in close, I think that's going to bode well for Melissa. She'll punch her hard. She'll try to keep the fight at her distance. And her 4th title fight in Mexico, I think tonight she finally gets off the schneid and she gets the win. I don't know if she's going to knock her out, but I believe it's going to go to the scorecards, and I think Melissa will come away with that win. As far as the main event, you've got Nava taking on Gomez, and again, Nava, we saw what she was able to do after that layoff of birth of her child. She came back. She won 3 straight in 2013, and she is a very good fighter. She's a knockout artist as well, and I think this has the opportunity to be an early affair as well this evening. Gomez doesn't possess a lot of knockout power. At times, she can get very careless. She can get overwhelmed. She's a good fighter, and you always have to be wary of the fact that it's in these opponents' backyard. But I do like McMorrow tonight, and I do like Jackie Nava to get the win tonight and get the WBC World Super Female Bantamweight title. Also, we mentioned to you that we'll be on the road in a little while this afternoon. Early on this Saturday afternoon, we'll trek down to Lincroft, New Jersey. The New Jersey Golden Gloves is in effect, and we have the brackets, we have the seedings. I'm not going to run through all of them, but I will tell you this. Some good action in the 152 novice division. A couple fighters take a careful watch for. Gabriel Ruiz is number 2 seed. He'll take on Stephen Moore. Lamont Booker, he is the 3rd seed. He will take on Anatoly Akahazova. That's the 4th seed. And also a kid to watch out for, Jorge Acosta, has some pretty good punching power. 165 novice. You're going to see 2 fights today. 178 novice. Chris Morgan's going to take on Jeffrey Hunter. The big boys will be in action as well. 200 plus novice. You're also going to get the 200 novice as well. So you got some big boys going at it. A couple of the guys that got the bye in the 201 plus novice division: Trevor Bell, Rob Walder, Jaleel Johnson, William Milan, Juanito Joseph, Kevin De La Rosa, and Daniel Bean all have buys in the tournament. Now, I think the 132 and the 144 is going to be a good one. Scott Holden, Victory Boxing, Cherry Hill, keep an eye out for him. As far as the 123, Nick Rosario, he's from the bullpen in Summers Point, New Jersey. He's a tough puncher. I know this kid certainly wants to turn pro in the next several years. Watch out for him. Going back to the 144, you have 7 fights, I believe 8 fights, 8 fights on the docket today. So again, we'll keep you updated with all the results. We'll probably post them tomorrow on journeymanboxing.com as well as on Twitter, RichQ1Q. So a lot of stuff to really keep an eye out for. And again, that's day 1 of the New Jersey Golden Gloves. And you can check out the Golden Gloves and their schedule if you just go to njgoldengloves.com, njgoldengloves.com. They'll give you the open class, they'll give you the novice, and they'll give you the sub-novice bracket. And then, of course, if you just click on the Journeyman Boxing logo, it'll direct you right to our website, and that's where we'll keep you updated with everything that's going on. We'll also have a ton of photos, some exclusive interviews, some raw footage covering the event, and we'll certainly broadcast some more of the events down the road. It's going to run all the way till late April, and the finals will be in Jersey City. All right, folks, so that's going to wrap it up. Quick little edition of Double Jab Radio, corner to corner on this Saturday as we get set to hit the road. Don't forget, as always, you can follow us on JourneymenBoxing.com. You can always follow us on Twitter, RichQ, as well as our photographer, Shadei Shagagi, S. Shagagi. I want to make note, too, that later on in the week, there was a big issue down in South Carolina with Sammy Millhouse going for a regional belt in his backyard. A lot of nonsense with the commission. We'll talk to Sammy on Monday. We will probably recap some of the female boxing action with Maureen Shea early next week as well. So definitely check us out on Twitter for the lineup of Double Jab Radio and keep us locked into JourneymenBoxing.com. Everyone have a good Saturday. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Sunday. All right, don't forget Saturday's edition of Double Jab Radio, sponsored from our good friends at Casanova Boxing Gloves, the Atlantic City POW, Victory Boxing Gym, and Tri-City Boxing. And as always, don't forget, follow us online, JourneymenBoxing.com, and a quick edition of Double Jab Radio, corner to corner. We'd like to say hello to our friends in Spain and Latin America listening to us online at JourneymenBoxing.com. Oh, mercy para nosotros, amigos que nos escuchan en España y América Latina. Gracias por tu tiempo. Don't forget, follow Shadei Shagagi, our photographer, on Twitter. Remember, it's not the destination, the journey you should enjoy. Thanks for joining us on a quick edition of Saturday's Double Jab Radio. We'll talk to you Sunday. See you next time, ringside. Don't forget, New Jersey Golden Gloves, Lincroft, New Jersey. First bout, 7 p.m. today. Hope to see you there.